Hello, friends from the comic book and manga world. My name is G,
I'm Hector.
and we're here to talk about the January 9th, 2023. I'm like remembering this is the new year.
Yeah.
FOC.
Make sure you
Like
get it
very
right.
slow with my words today. Um, Hector and we work for Penguin Random House, so we sell into the international market. So the titles that we're going to talk about are from those that we can sell into those markets. Um, if you didn't know, aside from this YouTube channel, we're also on other social media sites like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, for instance. Definitely check us out at PRH International Comics, where we'll post some cool news. Definitely comment, communicate with us there. We love to hear from you, including on this YouTube channel as well. Uh, so I guess we'll go ahead and get started with our picks.
Yep.
We're gonna change things up. I actually decided that we're gonna start with cover picks this time around, and then we can devote some more time to some of the other like collected editions picks that we have.
Yeah.
I just remembered that I did it that way.
Yeah.
As a note, you're gonna find that like at least with this week, there seems to be like how do I put it? There's like a ton of graphic novels for this FOC and collected edition, so we wanted to highlight those
Yeah.
specifically
And
for
there's
this
no
week.
Marvel
And there's no
comics.
Marvel. Yeah, yeah,
There's Marvel trade, but no Marvel comic
no
single
Marvel
issues
comic.
on this
Mhm.
FOC because they've been put together in a previous FOC. So
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly, exactly. All right, so to get started, I'm actually up first with my cover pick for this week. I
Yeah.
wish, like, I don't want to take the effort to stand up to get it, but I actually picked up issue one of this at my LCS
I have it somewhere in
yesterday.
here and they're well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I cannot wait to start reading this because the premise is so interesting. I did talk about this before, but this cover looks pretty amazing. It looks cool. I like that it communicates exactly like if you know the premise, it
Yeah.
communicates that exactly with like this ghostly, like I guess ambiance of the ship and the expression on her face, which like I was telling Hector about it, it was surprising to me because like I want to know more because you would think that like someone in this situation would be screaming their heads
Yeah.
off,
Yeah.
but she looks sort of
Very calm. Yeah.
very calm, lethargic, so like it makes me interested about the interior content. So
Yeah.
this is my pick for this week.
Yeah. And
Oh, I didn't
I'm a
even say
big
what it
fan.
was. It's Dead Seas issue 3.
Issue
This is
3.
this is Variant Steve by Latte.
Yeah, Tila. And I do want to mention I'm a big fan of Tila, and if you haven't checked out her art, and she is from England, by the way, you should check it out because she is amazing.
Mhm.
Next up is my pick for this week, also from IDW, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What is happening to us today?
I don't know.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 137. This is the variant B by Eastman and Campbell. And this is such a classic, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cover, but also very classic Kevin Eastman, and I love the action, and I love how the characters are all. It feels to me the way the panels work on this cover. It's very much what you feel when you're watching '90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoons. So that's why I love it so much, and obviously I love it also because it tells a big story just by this one image. So very cool. Love it.
Mm,
Definitely have to pick this one.
okay. Now we're
Yes.
gonna shift gears into some of our picks for like collected editions, graphic novels, manga, and such. So one of my picks is Bruce Wayne Not Super
Yep.
by Stuart Gibbs. And I am so excited for this. this is like an alternative origin story. Bruce Wayne is enrolled in a prep school for the gifted, the extremely gifted, and as expected, he's like not really special because he
Yeah.
doesn't have any superpowers, whereas like everyone in the school does. So he's the only one that doesn't. So it's a matter of him questioning like how can he help people and become a hero if sort of he doesn't have like the talents, quote unquote talents. He has his own talents that he has to discover, but he doesn't have the supernatural powers that the other kids seem to have. Um, when he starts thinking about how to be a hero, mostly because of an onset of a situation. So we have Jack and Bane, who are the school bullies. And you'll see like soon to be Joker and Bane on the front cover there.
Yeah.
And they're bullying Dick Grayson. So Batman, or soon to be Batman, Bruce is trying to figure out a way to step in to save like sort of the weaker students in the school. So this is cool because I like the concept of seeing like school age versions of these like well-known superheroes and soon to be supervillains in this type of story. And this is great for like all ages, especially with kids as well. So this is something that I'm super excited about when it comes out.
Yeah, I'm excited too, and I I think I mentioned to you, G, before how I love the Rubber Chicken and how they make fun of the DC characters, and they, one of the big jokes is like, Bruce Wayne doesn't have powers, and Superman's like, oh, you're just a, just a human kind of thing,
Hmm.
regular human.
Right.
But it's I one of the things I love about that is how they sort of do this, show the what it could be if these characters are not on a mission, not necessarily on a mission, not necessarily trying to save the world, and how they interact with each other. I think this is going to be that kind of thing where you're going to
Yeah.
see, we already know the personalities of these characters, but we hardly ever get to see them interact outside of, the world is going to end, or we need to catch Lex Luthor or the Joker or Bane or whoever it is. So, and
Hmm.
then the teenagers too. So, so I'm really curious to see this and really excited.
I'm like super excited because I like the description describes that Wayne is always the last to be picked for dodgeball. It's
Yeah,
like really like
it makes sense, though.
like yeah, it's like school like concerning like it's not like world level
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
catastrophes that
yeah.
they're dealing
Yes,
with right
exactly.
now. It's just like school
It's just
bullying
real
and that
life, real life.
yeah, real life situations, which I'm excited to read about.
Yeah,
So
very cool.
plus it sounds a lot of fun and that's what I'm all about. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And next up, one of my favorite comics from last year, Batman Superman World's Finest, Volume 1, The Devil Nessa. This is written by Mark Waid, illustrated by the amazing Dan Mora, which I'm a huge fan, and this cover is by Dan Mora. And I love this story. I'm not gonna talk about the whole thing, but it's one of those. First of all, you need to know that this takes place in the timeline just before the big event from last year from DC, the Judgment Day, where the Justice League all die, and but it ties into some of the events and the characters that are on this tie into what's going to happen this year with the big event, the Lazarus Island and the Lazarus. I forget, it is the Lazarus Island, I think it is. Well, anyways, the big event that is starting soon on the comics, and we will have in collected edition, obviously, and in the near future. Um, but it's also a very classic Batman Superman story at its core, and it gives a lot of space to to Robin. It gives a lot of space to Supergirl, and it's like different one of those stories that even though they're the two main characters are Batman and Superman, there's all these supporting characters and they have a big part to play. There's time travel, there's multiverse, there's obviously the devil Nessa, so there's magic and there's supernatural powers and all that involved. And obviously you see their Brainiac, it's in there too somewhere. I mean, you see all the characters in here, they're all very well involved in the story. And this is just the first part of the run. Obviously, I think it's the first 6 issues. I highly recommend you pick it up. And if you're a fan of Batman and Superman, and if you I loved it too because it has that feel of Batman and the Superman Adventures cartoons and the Justice League cartoons that everybody loves so much. It's that feeling of a story in there. There's also introduction of new characters, so definitely don't want to miss that. So highly recommended. It's something that I think it's gonna move really well, because people who love these characters are gonna want to pick it up. Yep.
Next up is my pick. When I saw this solicited, I was like, this was made for me.
Yes.
This is the Yakuza Boss by Teki Yatsuda. And this is about Yakuza, or the Yakuza Bias, Volume 1, is what I meant. I think I said that. Maybe I didn't.
You didn't, but I wasn't
I didn't, but I caught myself. It's about a Yakuza lieutenant who is like really passionate about doing his job, and he abides by the codes of Japan's underworld, and so doesn't leave much time for any hobbies. But his boss has a daughter, his only daughter, who goes to a K-pop concert, so he's dragged to sort of like watch her to the concert, and that's where the magic happens. And he's so enamored by, especially by this one like K-pop member from like the concert, whose name is June, if I remember correctly. Yeah, June. When he sees June for the first time, he's like, wow, he's so charming. I must know more. And he jumps into the fandom with the same amount of passion that he would give to being a Yakuza. So really fun. If you are or a K-pop fan or K-pop fans who are interested, there are Easter eggs throughout that you may be able to pick out as well. The cover of this, even the cover alone, like I love the dichotomy between like his like rough, serious face. Like he doesn't, like, you don't want to mess with him, but then the portrait of like the stunning, beautiful
with the pose.
Yeah, like a
With the
glittering,
angelic face on the
sparkling,
top. Yeah.
like above him. Like I love that he has like I like the way that K-pop fans have posters of their favorite biases behind them. I love that he's holding a light stick as well. So I guess like this K-pop star has a light stick in the shape of it looks like a cup.
Yeah, it looks like a mug or a cup
Like
or something, right?
Yeah, with a heart in the center. Like I love the design of the light stick. That's great. But like even the subtleness of the cover with like the details there is great. So like I've been waiting for this for the longest time. I still have to wait more. It comes out in May. But yeah, this is my pick for the week.
Awesome. Next up is one of my picks is Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider Omnibus. This is the Sinan Maguire and run. And Vita Ayala. Sorry. Sinan Maguire and Vita Ayala. Sorry if I mispronounced the first name. Illustrated by Rossi Campi and a lot of various artists. This includes Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider 1 to 10, Spider-Geddon Ghost Spider, video comic, a Spider 1 to 10, and annual number 1, King in Black, Venom and versus Carnage 1 to 3, Wet Warriors 1 to 11, and material from Amazing Spider-Man number 1. I'm a huge Spider-Gwen fan. I love all the stories. It's really started with some of the stories that you see here that are included in here. And I love the art, and I love that a lot of artists do their own rendition, and there's so much to do there with Spider-Gwen or Ghost Spider, however you want to, or Spider-Woman, Spider-Girl, however you want to call her. And this is, this cover is by Bengal, and it's an amazing art. But then we have some direct market covers. We have 2 on the next slide. Oh my God. And G and I are huge fans of Inhyuk Lee, and you see an Inhyuk Lee cover there on the left. And then you
know
also,
who it is.
yeah. As soon as we saw it, oh, that's Inhyuk. And then we also have a Robinson cover, which is also amazing on the right side. And this is exactly what I was talking about. I mean, you have 2 different versions of what Ghost Spider could be from 2 different artists, and that's what you get throughout all the runs and different covers that we get from Ghost Spider, Spider-Gwen. And I guess this year is it's the anniversary in 1973 in June. I forget the exact date. Is the anniversary of the death of Gwen Stacy in the comics. And I guess that's gonna. Oh, you got the calendar.
I got the calendar.
Some of you have the calendar, and I guess it is marked on there. Where in the 616 universe, Gwen Stacy died, falling from the Brooklyn Bridge, I think it is. But then, as you know, Spider-Gwen is from an alternate universe, and I'm so glad that we got these stories.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay, another pick of mine is What He Who Doesn't Believe in Fate Says, Volume 1. I cannot say that fast. I looked at the name of the creator and I'm like, that's amazing. Created by Omnibus, or it makes me want to eat Omnibus so much after seeing the name. But the premise of this is really interesting. The main character can actually see like the faded red string, which like is supposed to like connect you to your soulmate. And so the fact that he's able to see it is interesting. And he has a crush on someone, but his red string doesn't lead to her. So it's like an unrequited love type of deal. And he's kind of torn about that. Like, I do like her a lot, but like fate doesn't say that we're supposed to belong to each other, right? What's funny about this is like, I guess he's with her one day and a fortune teller tells her that she's like her destined lover is nearby. And so she assumes it's him because he's close by. And he's like, oh, this is like a win for me because like this could work out. The unrequited love might not be unrequited anymore, but also like how can he overcome or win fate, basically? What I like about this is it is in black and white, but the red like string or the red line is actually printed in red throughout the manga. So like that's pretty cool. So you'll be able to see that detail as you're going through. I love when the comics or manga really play with either structure or like visually, like the color palettes change, or like I really like that, especially when it feeds into the story, right?
Yeah.
And I love how they did that with the cover, like the words of the title. You'll see like some in red and some in black. Really cool.
Very, very cool. And next up is one of my picks is the NPCs in this village sim game must be real. This is Manga Volume 4. I love stories of video games and how video games we move the characters move from the real world into video games, and most recently we've seen a lot more stories of the video games coming into the real world. Uh, and this premise is very cool. It's the main character is playing this game, The Village of Fate, which is just this mysterious computer game, and the people in it, the NPCs, seem very real to him. It's like amazing, and then he is playing the game, but then the villages are giving him offerings as a demon lord in the game, and then the offerings start showing up at his house in real life. And not only that, ever since he started playing the game, his life started getting better. So there's this connection, which we don't know what it is, but it's a connection between the game and the real life. So it's a very cool concept. Uh, and the couple of pages that I saw, I see that the realization of it looks very cool. Like they did it really good, and I highly recommend it. I think it's a fun, funny but fun a story, and it's I think a very cool concept to have. Um, Anyways, not much to say about this, and this is volume 4. Obviously, which comes out in June, so we already have volume 1 available, and volume 2 and 3 are coming out.
Mhm.
Yes.
So we always end with some sort of piece of news that we're excited about. So the next was actually announced by Marvel. And you may have seen this already, but if not, here's the news.
Mhm.
This is Peach Momoko's designs for a new limited run, the Spider-Gwen Shadow clones. And we're huge fans of Peach Momoko's art, and I think these character design looks pretty cool. So we wanted to show it to you today. So this comes out sometime in March, just so that you are aware. And I'm just gonna flip through some of the designs here. Really cool
Yeah,
look of it. I mean,
and it is on the heels of they just finished the other Spider-Gwen limited series,
yeah,
which
yeah, yeah.
Peach Momoko
Mhm.
also did the character design for the different versions of Spider-Gwen, which were different uh, superheroes from different parts of the multiverse. So there was like a Thor version, a Captain American version, a Wolverine version of Spider-Man, and then this one is the villains. They get different
The
villain
villains,
versions,
yeah.
as
I
you saw
forgot to mention that.
Vulture. Yeah, that's why you saw Vulture, and you see here sort of Craven and Rhino. So that's what this new miniseries is about. Sandwen, I guess.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Very,
I
very
just
cool.
really like the design for this one.
Yeah,
Great.
very neat.
And that concludes our picks for this week. Just a reminder, Hector and I, the opinions that we made in this video are all our own, and it doesn't reflect the opinions of Penguin Random House, its imprints, or the clients that is represented. And we always have fun doing these each week. So definitely come back, subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of the notifications anytime our video gets uploaded. And yeah, welcome. Welcome to the new year, everyone. We're super
Yeah,
excited
Happy
for
New
all the new
Year.
titles. Yeah, Happy New
Yes.
Year. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.